Hey everybody, Chris here with Klingspor's Woodworking Shop and Coffee and Grit. Welcome. Today we're going to talk a little bit about something we don't talk a lot about, which is scrapers. We know a lot of times we need those scrapers. We got to scrape glue, we've got to scrape paint. Sometimes we got to get into those little crevices to knock off burrs. Well, we got a few products today that we want to showcase. So hang on, let's get them off the shelf and let's talk about them. Put out by a company called Bahco. They got a variety of different cutters as well as scrapers to suit your needs. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and grab that one as well. So let's take a look down here on the table. And what we'll see is they've got a line of different scrapers. Let's go ahead and pull that on out so you can get a look at it. So, easier said than done. We'll just pull that out the long way. Now, interesting thing about scraping is you never know quite what you're going to need, but there's oftentimes you run into situations where you need a variety of different things to get the job done. Well, they've got one little scraper here that does include a little holster that clips right on your belt, which is nice. And inside of that, let's see what we've got here. Inside of that, it's got a little triangle is what it comes with. Now, I'll turn this thing sideways so maybe you can get a good look at that. It is a very sharp blade right out of the package. This has sharp corners on this triangle. So that'll get right into an area and you don't have to have your tool right up next to the part because the scraper will get right in there for you. So if you've got a little dovetail or a little back cut that you're trying to get into, this little scraper is ideal for that application. And you can see it is attached to the handle with just a little screw. So you pop that off and you can put on a variety of different handles that might suit your needs. So there's a replacement triangle. That's a direct replacement for what comes on it. They've also got a little teardrop, and it's not a true sharp angle, but you can see that it does have just a little bit of a radius down at the bottom. Now, the cool thing about this cutter is the whole thing is a scraper. So if you needed a big radius, you can flip that around and you've got a big radius. If you needed to get into a small spot, well, that little teardrop there will get in there. There's a round scraper. So if you're looking for just something to do general scraper work on the inside of a bead or a cove, well, that right there would probably get you done. Then there is this one. This does come to a point, and you can notice the difference between the two. So whereas this one right here has a little radius at the bottom, this one right here has a sharp point. So no matter what you're trying to do with the small scrapers, Bahco's got you covered with this little tool right here. Now, stepping on up, this is a little bigger version of that. So if you've got to do a little bit more aggressive scraping, let's say you're trying to scrape an entire surface, maybe you're removing paint, maybe you're trying to just clean up. This scraper here, you can see is a much wider cutter. And this will allow you, because this does hang off both sides, this will allow you to get right up tight to an area and not have to worry about your tool hitting whatever you're up against. Now, this is a double-sided cutter. I'll turn it so you can see it. Both sides of this cutter are sharp. So when you're done, you can take this out, flip it in for in, and you got two uses out of this one cutter. So that's a nice handy feature to have. Now, that is also attached with a little set screw, and this gets sandwiched between two plates. You got an outer plate that's actually part of the scraper. Then you have this inner plate here, which actually locks it all together. So they've also given you this really hefty handle. So if you have to put a lot of pressure down, you can have your hand on the main handle and scrape like this. But if you really need to go after it, they've got a handle on top to really help you get that pressure that you need. So Bahco's got you covered with a variety of different cutters and scrapers. I would highly recommend it if you're doing a lot of restoring work or painting work or anything like that. Just go ahead and get the whole set so you have everything you need. Now, not only that, now they've also got this cabinet scraper. Now, it does come with a little shield so it keeps everything protected for you. That'll slide right out when you need it. Now, the beauty of a cabinet scraper is this is for much wider surfaces. Now, what you're really going to do with a cabinet scraper is you're going to have a slight curve to this, and you're going to slightly bend it, not much, and you're literally going to scrape away from you. You never want to try to scrape towards you. It just doesn't work the same. But if you can get your hands on it like this, slightly flex it, slightly scrape away, this removes a lot of very, very minimal material. So if you're trying to clean something up and you don't have a hand plane, or you just want to just lightly touch it, this right here will get it done. And when you're done, This slides right back into the handy little holder. Keep everything safe, keep your edges clean. So that's a quick look at just some of the Bahco scrapers that we've got. I hope that maybe give you some ideas on how you could utilize them in your shop. They're definitely great for a lot of reasons. I carry this scraper here. This is the main one I use whenever I do a bunch of glue ups. I go to this, I let the glue bead up, and I come right in behind it with this and scrape that right away. I know people who use chisels for that, and it dulls the chisels pretty bad. This does a much better job. Well, anyway, this is Chris with Klingspor's Woodworking Shop and Coffee and Grit. If you've got any questions about these, you can check them out on our website at woodworkingshop.com. You can give us a call at 800-228-0000. And while you're on the web, feel free to drop a little question in the tech line. We'll be glad to answer any question you may have. Well, I hope this was helpful, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Today's presentation of Coffee and Grit is brought to you by Woodworker Joe Whole Bean Coffee, a perfect blend of light, medium, and dark roast, roasted and packaged right here in North Carolina, exclusively at woodworkingshop.com.
If there's a product you'd like featured on Coffee and Grit, let us know at 800-228-0000 or email us at tech@woodworkingshop.com.